Donald Trump and Joe Biden have spent over $200 million on their Facebook ad campaigns. And as a marketer, I was super interested to dive into this. So in today's video, we are going to be looking at their ads, looking at their landing pages, and yes, stick around to the end of the video where we will choose who is the best Facebook marketing president. Quick disclosure, by the way, this isn't a video reflecting Trump or Biden. I don't care who you're voting for. It's just really about marketing and their ad campaigns. Let's start by looking at their total overall Facebook ad spend. I don't know if you know this, but if you go to facebook.com/ads/library, you can look up most companies' ad campaigns. And with politics, you can actually see their amount they're spending. So Donald J. Trump has spent $107 million just on his Facebook ads. Let's take a look over at the Biden campaign. He is at $92 million on his Facebook ad spending. So Trump has spent more, but honestly, not that much more. Let's check out their landing pages. These are the places after you click an ad that the person ends up going to. If you click on any of Joe Biden's ads, it's a pretty simple site. I really like sites that have one clear call to action. And so his says, make a plan to vote. Are you ready to make a plan to vote? Sure, yeah, start. What's your address? So one thing to take away as you go to this site, he's done a really good job removing a lot of distractions. There's no links at the top. There's nothing you can scroll down to. If you sign up for LinkedIn today, for example, it'll be the exact same experience. I really like that they did this. I'll put in our office address. Let's just see what we can find out here. I like that it's interesting about will I vote? Yes, I'm registered to vote. Vote in person. Interesting. So a lot of the Joe Biden links are actually getting my email address, getting my address, and really just saying go vote. I think maybe what they've understand from their audience perspective is if they just get the people to go and actually vote, he has a chance at winning. All right, now we're going to take a look at Donald J. Trump's landing pages. So right off the bat, there's something really interesting that we can learn from his landing page. When you click an ad, you want the landing page to match the ad. So what he's done is actually created multiple different landing pages. So this is one version, this is a different version, and this is a different version. The two things that you can learn from is that if you have an ad that's targeting, let's say, a young demographic, have a landing page that matches it. So the other thing that's interesting is that you should be A/B testing landing pages when you're spending $100 million on them. What does that mean exactly? You should have literally probably thousands of landing pages because different landing pages will be able to convert people to give you their email at a different rate. So that was something I was a little surprised that Biden only had one. So some of the things from the Trump landing pages, right off the bat, there's not a clear call to action. I don't know what you want me to do here, Mr. Trump, President Trump, but the call to action, like I'm still scrolling, I don't see anything. Where is it? So it's all the way at the bottom. He wants my number. Why doesn't he put that at the top? Again, think of your landing page as the most important. Real estate is right at the top. That's Beverly Hills, Hollywood, or whatever you call nice. Put the most important thing there and give him generally one thing to do. Let's check out his other two landing pages. Has a picture of him, has some text. You know, I'm not here to talk about the different messages between these two candidates. That's for you guys to bicker over in the comments. But again, scroll all the way down and then finally give the phone number. I really don't like that. I think what's interesting is that Biden's campaign is going for an email address while Trump's campaign is saying, give us your phone number. I'd be curious what they saw internally to make that kind of decision. So who won the landing page challenge? I would say I like Biden on the email side, but I like Trump on the variation side. So I'd almost say it's a draw for the landing pages. If you're liking this video so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. I do exclusive giveaways for my subscribers, like my Tesla, which we're giving out in the next few weeks. So make sure you don't miss out. Now we're going to be taking a look at the Biden versus Trump Facebook ads. There's a lot of different categories here. The first one we're going to take a look at is the ads against the other candidate. So these are ads from Trump against Joe Biden. So let's take a look at this ad.
Has Joe Biden ever used a teleprompter during local interviews or to answer a Q&A with supporters?
What will your administration do to help them?
So one, I mean, that was pretty funny. The guy's like licking his tongue. I like that they're using all caps. It's kind of angry, but it definitely gets your attention. Joe Biden does not have the strength, stamina, and mental fortitude required to lead this country.
You know, there used to be a basic part.
There's some sound in the background that's kind of like suspenseful. It's got a lot of like quick chops, which are really good. And then they're kind of really picking on the one thing that they're saying Joe Biden is not, which is not doesn't have the strength.
And wearing masks, which I never do when I walk outside of this house.
You know what's crazy about some of these ads is that they've taken literally millions and hours of footage and then picked a few of the seconds where the other candidate was at not a great point.
On day one, has Joe Biden ever used a teleprompter during local interviews or to answer a Q&A?
It's crazy that this is the type of ads we're actually making about other candidates. So that's where Trump's at. I think it's actually a pretty interesting ad. It definitely makes you think and reconsider, like, is Joe old? Is Joe slow? is he going to be capable of actually running the country? But let's see what actually Biden is going to have against Trump in one of his ads as well. So this is a text-based ad. I think it's interesting to notice a video ad versus just image versus just text. Trump was using a lot of video ads versus Joe has some actually video and image ads. So he's saying Trump's administration as of October 2020 had a complete rollback or was in the process of rolling back nearly 100 environmental rules. So pretty good. This honestly could be a little bit stronger. Like, what's the specific thing he did? Is there a picture of a forest that maybe has Trump on it? Okay, so here's another one.
4 years ago, Donald Trump asked Black America a simple question.
What do you have to lose?
Since then, we've seen a rise in racial violence.
Wow, this is a good ad. So number 1, music. 2, quick chops. 3, that you have really nice text overlay. I think this is targeting probably more of a Black community, but it's a really strong...
An increase in poverty while giving tax cuts to the rich. 200,000 dead from COVID. 1 in 5 are Black. We've lost our jobs, our businesses.
So I think what's interesting, 1 in 5 are Black, is that I don't know what the Black population of America is, but a lot of times when they just start showing numbers, as a consumer, we're like, oh, there's numbers, it must be real, it must be big. I'm not diminishing anything about COVID or Black Lives Matter or anything like that. It's just interesting to say what can we take away about their ads that we can learn for ourselves.
Our dignity and even our lives. And he dares to ask,
What the hell do you have to lose?
damn near everything.
Damn. So 1, that was only 30 seconds. I think in terms of this category, I would actually give it to Biden. It was a lot more clear. It was a lot more compelling. I think the Trump ad, where he's talking about a teleprompter and Joe doesn't know the teleprompter, it's like, okay. Versus I feel like this, you have to think about the audience is going to be riled up from watching this. Like, I'm like, yeah, I got stuff to lose. So in category ads against the other candidate, Joe Biden. Let's check out now cute, funny ads. We'll start off with Biden first this time. All right, so first off, it's interesting that you have the president having a dog in his ad. It says, Champ wants to make your plan to vote. Promise it'll only take a few minutes. When are you voting? Makeaplan.com to walk you through your vote right now. I mean, if I didn't have $90 million to spend on Facebook ads, I can't imagine this one performing really well. It's just getting people to go vote. It's not super keeping my attention. I've pretty much lost interest 9 seconds in. I'm staying until 16. I'll finish it. I'm wondering if they're actually using it to target dog owners or animal owners. It looks like that ad was showed specifically in Wisconsin. So maybe Wisconsin people love animals. Anyways, I'm really a fan of that ad. It's kind of boring. Wasn't really super funny. Let's check out We Must Drain the Swamp, Donald J. Trump. I don't know about you, but did you guys know there's this many ads created by the presidential candidates? Especially if you're international or you're in specific states. One thing that I showed you just in the previous Biden ad that we can learn from as marketers and advertisers is that they targeted really specifically, like what are the swing states, specific type of voters. I think the actual targeting of their ads is almost as powerful as many of the ads that they're creating. This is honestly kind of weak. I would say both their comedy ads. I would say neither one of them won. Trump says something good, Joe says it's bad, Trump something. It's just not. This could be done a little bit more poppy and a little bit more like, was it Jib Jab? That'd be kind of a fun way of doing it. But on either of these ads, I'd say nee. All right, inspirational ads. Oh, can't wait. So these are going to be their inspirational.
The days of divisiveness will soon be over. Yes, a new world is coming. We can't build a more perfect union. That belongs to me. Let's get back up. Yes, a new world.
You know, one thing that's interesting about some of the historical presidential campaigns is that they had a word. So Obama was hope. I think his other campaign was forward. And so I haven't seen as much of that with these campaigns. And normally you have like one word or one theme. It seems like there's a lot of different themes that these guys are pushing. This is a pretty interesting thing. I don't know if you ever watch videos or ads where you get the chills. I didn't get them. Moderately inspired. So let's check out Trump's inspirational ad.
Strength. It's a word we've heard a lot this year. Strength of the American people, strength of the American worker, strength of the American family. We've seen grit, determination,
So I think it's really interesting the different contrasts they both are doing for inspiration. It's like, this one is strength, right? It's like, how can we be strong and be proud of all the things we've done? In the Biden one, it was like respect, vote for equality, vote for bravery. The thing to take away is, what is the feeling you want your audience to feel through the ad? And I think the inspirational ones both did an interesting job of that. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on things like I changed my shirt. Plus, we're doing crazy giveaways like my Tesla and exclusive office hours for YouTube subscribers. Check that out. Next up, we have ads targeting African Americans. This is the Joe Biden ad.
Voter suppression has taken many forms.
People have been denied the right to vote for well now 80 years.
First, they used the poll tax to keep black folks from voting. Then, it was the literacy test, racial terrorism, and violence.
I don't want everybody to vote.
New day, same old dirty tricks.
They got Samuel Jackson? Shit, I might vote just for Samuel Jackson. I think what's interesting is I'm personally zoning out at this, and yes, I'm not an African American, but I think when you're trying to do your advertisements, I like that it's a video, I like that there's music, I like that there's chops, but the emotional part, I kind of want to put something really early on to like grab me and then carry me through a whole minute of a video. If you go on Instagram, if you go on YouTube, if you go on TikTok, you can see, like, if you go to Mr. Beast and some of these, their first stuff is really, really catchy, and you're like, I've got to see the rest of this video. So far, I'm starting to zone out, but if they had Samuel L. Jackson as the first person in this video, that might be something different.
There are those in power who are doing their darndest to discourage people from voting.
Calls for investigations after claims of voter suppression. President.
All right, so I'm hoping that this part of the ad, they're actually gonna start telling me like, hey, you can do something about it.
Efforts to vote by mail.
If your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't try so hard to take it from you. Vote early. Vote like your life depends on it. I'm exercising my right to vote, and you should too. Not because I want you to, but because he doesn't.
All right, that is actually strong. That ending part, I actually got a little bit of chills on. So I would have chopped this video to be shorter, had Samuel sooner, and then it's like, they don't want you to. Like, I don't know, even no matter what you're voting for, there's a lot of strength in how we actually position that. Let's go into the Trump ad targeting African Americans.
I did it. To me, Trump is a freaking godsend. To me, Trump is what is life. To me, Trump is a second chance. Sorry about that if you didn't hear me. To me, Trump is a second chance.
All right, this is really, really interesting. Obviously, the person's black. It's a longer video, 2 minutes, 27 seconds, so I'm not sure if we'll make it through the whole thing. But I like that it's raw. It looks like he just pulled out the camera and he's gonna start talking to the camera. Hey, oh, this is something I'm feeling. The fact that he's godsend and kind of the extreme stuff doesn't speak to me, but maybe that speaks to a specific audience better.
So when you say I'm like, nah, dude, he's way more than that. He's way more than that. You see, I don't have the luxury to worry about freaking Roe versus Wade. I don't have the luxury to worry about that. I'm too busy trying to keep my family fed to think about that. And for the first goddamn time in my life, I actually see a way out. I see a way out. Something I've never seen before. I see a way out, man. And just that little bit of hope is enough.
So I would actually give this one to Biden and his team, even though I liked the ad, I didn't love it. I love the rawness. I love that they put someone like, yo, I'm gonna have Jewish people speak to Noah or African Americans speak to African Americans. I think they could have found a lot of different messages and tested a bunch of varieties. This is good. I think it could be great saying, here's exactly why I'm voting. Here's things that are being talked about with Trump and African Americans, and here's where I think it could actually be a lot better. But I think the whole camera on the iPhone angle, strong. All right, next up, we're going into ads targeting Latinos. So let's check it out with Trump's ad targeting Latinos. No way. All right, for those who don't know, if you're into UFC, this is Jorge Masvidal.
I'm gonna let you in on something. The Democrats just think that they're entitled to the Latino vote. They think that we just have to hand it over to them. That's right. We sure as hell don't. Así mismo. They gotta show us what they can do for us, what they can do for our communities. We're not gonna buy the same wolf tickets and false promises that destroy great countries like Venezuela and Cuba. It's not gonna happen.
Damn, all right. So he talks slowly. I don't know if you've noticed this in certain speakers. There's cadences that are really compelling for you to listen to. Jorge Masvidal does an amazing job of this. One thing I thought was interesting is that the text from this ad was the same as from the one targeting African Americans, which could be a good thing if you know the text works. Otherwise, you might want to customize it per your group. I actually like that Jorge was speaking some Spanish. I think that's nice. That's bien for the Spanish audience out there. I also think it's really strong that they chose a clip of someone saying Democrats just think they have the Latino voters. So it actually plants a seed like, oh, let me check this out. Let me question what I already expect.
Else is not gonna work for them. Playing Despacito on your cell phone to pander to us. Hell no. You gotta give us some credit for having heads on our shoulders. I'm gonna wrap this up. Some words of Barack Obama. He said elections have consequences. That is true. And those words have never been more true than they are today. We either re-elect President Trump and keep America great. Amen. Or we let Joe Biden destroy the greatest country the world has ever seen. Now, I'm a professional athlete and I've been one for most of my life, so I've always seen things through a sports lens.
All right, so overall, this is over a minute. I'm trying to keep most of the videos that we're gonna go over 30 seconds to 1 minute. This is awesome. I think it's really strong. I would actually have some maybe text overlays like, hey, go down below to hit the donate button or the call to action from this. These guys are spending so much money that doesn't even matter, but I think that could have been a lot stronger. I'm not actually sure if it's helpful to have the audience as a part of it because it does encourage me. I'm like, oh yes, they're supporting it, but also I'm like, it just kind of keeps the focus on him and the message he's trying to talk about. Overall, really strong ad. I think, I'm guessing towards the end, let's skip at the end. So at the end, here's the thing I don't like in a lot of these ads. I don't know, y'all do them sometimes. They put the main thing like text vote to 88022 at the end of the video. They should have just had a light watermark throughout the whole video to have that up there. I think there's aesthetic differences, but personally, I think that's super effective versus making me wait 2 minutes, which y'all know, none of y'all made it to the end of this video. You all watched the first third of it, the first half of it, and the same thing with these ads and your ads online. Let's check out Joe Biden ad targeting Latinos.
We are courage, conviction, y corazón, and we're voting for the same. We are the future. We are courage, conviction, y corazón, and we're voting.
Obviously this is like an Instagram or shorter ad they're trying to do. It's something with the victory fund. I don't know what that's about. They have Latina females, which are nice to look at, I'm not gonna lie. 2, they have some Spanish words. I think they could probably put a few more things about what he's done or what he's going to do, or some words that are in Spanish for the Latina audience. I would actually give it a little bit more to Trump on this one. I think that speaks to the potential audience of males and Latino voters who are familiar with UFC as well as Jorge Masvidal. So I'd say Trump probably on that one. I think Biden's was good. It probably could have been expanded in terms of what that ad is. And the last ad category we have up is the I'm the nicest best guy ad category. So let's check this out.
Joe is a man who learned early on to treat every person he meets with respect and dignity. When he talks with someone who's lost her job, Joe remembers the night his father sat him down to say that he'd lost his. When Joe listens to a parent who's trying to
honestly, okay, so I'm not even talking about politics, whether you're Trump, Biden, whatever it is, independent. I'm bored at this point. I know you guys wanted me to talk about the ads. The point of an ad is to get my attention to take action. So a lot of times with this ad, it's either I gotta get angry, I've gotta get in love, and then you want me to actually go do something. So if you're selling your shoe product, be like, yo, do you not want the most comfortable shoes in the world? Like, do you not want to have a shoe that you can do this, travel with, wash it, and you only need one shoe for life? That's suaves, man. I actually think something where Joe is on a train, Joe's dad's dying, like Joe understands what it's like to be a rich person, and then contrast that potentially, Trump lives in the richest building. Trump doesn't understand you, Trump doesn't care about you. Joe is on the train with you, which is something that he's put in some of his other advertisements.
Hold it all together right now. He does it as a single dad who took the train back to...
Okay, this is good. So you see the train part is where he probably should start throwing that into the beginning. So when you have videos, you can look at your retention numbers to see what people are stopping, where they're dropping off, and re-edit your videos. So put the train part, if people are watching that more, right in the beginning. I think that would have strengthened this type of ad.
So he could tuck his kids into bed.
Damn, Joe's a good dad. Trump's a good dad too, probably.
Everybody counts. That's who Joe is. Joe is a
All right,
man.
so good ad, it can be great. Obviously you have Obama reading your ad copy. That's pretty strong. Morgan Freeman, Samuel Jackson. You have any of these guys reading your ad copy? You're doing well. I think they could have just restructured this, gone for a little bit more sympathy, gone for Joe's a single father. Wow, Joe was on the train. Wow. Joe is just like you and me, an average regular person. Wow. And you don't even have to include or compare it to Trump, and that would have, and just pushed a little bit more on his individuality. Let's see the Trump ad on "He is the nicest best guy."
Our goal is to get relief to Americans as quickly as possible, providing over $800 billion in support.
So 1, the music is picking up, really compelling. 2, sharp cuts. 3, he's showing money, $800 billion of stimulus and things like that. Like, there's an emotional tie that's starting to happen with this specific ad.
Businesses big and small.
We are continuing testing at a record rate.
$130 billion per hospital.
Trump is expected to cover paychecks for wage workers and small business loans.
Along with a pause on student.
So what's interesting about the angle he's taking on this specific ad, it's the results-based approach. So he is saying, you know, when you do an ad, a lot of times like the shoe has shoelaces like this, it's got this kind of material, versus when you run now, you're gonna go 10 times faster, so results. So he's doing more of a results-based ad. I think Joe Biden, when he was doing his nice guy, was just kind of telling his backstory, connect with me type approach. Both can work. At the end of the day, you look at the conversion rate to see what's effective.
I want to thank the president. He helped me get 4 field hospitals.
He is being the kind of leader that people need.
I'm Donald Trump, and
I like Joe's. If I didn't like either of these guys, I think Trump has a stronger ad. Why? I think the music actually was really effective. It was just results. It's like stimulus, and whether it's true or not, fact check it yourself, but it's like stimulus, 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 result. And then you have this kind of ending text of leadership in action. I mean, he's showing results. Joe's approach, which I thought was interesting and could work too, but not as effective in my opinion, was connect with me. I'm regular, I'm ordinary, I'm a good person. So both interesting approach. I would actually give this one to Trump in terms of effectiveness of nice guys. So now let's go over who is the best Facebook ad marketer, Trump or Biden. And again, disclaimer, this is not who I'm voting for, who I like or don't like. It's just strictly about the Facebook ads. And the winner of the best Facebook ad marketer is Trump. So I want to actually show you why I'm thinking that versus just be like, oh, it's Trump, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not about the politics. I'm specifically looking at the marketing. 1, he spent more money, which doesn't mean he actually did better just because you spend more money. 2, Trump used custom landing pages, which I really like, instead of having one generic landing page that wasn't really clear. It said, go vote and we're gonna help you find a place to vote. I think that's okay. I would have liked to see more variations of them experimenting to know which one would be better. 3, Trump is a lot more aggressive on criticizing Biden. I can't say that's actually a better thing. I personally want someone to be more unifying and more collective. But Trump is very much like, here's why I'm great and here's why he's not great. 4, I like that Trump was really aggressive on using his text messaging. I think a lot of presidents and celebrities lately have been using text messaging. For actions like voting, it's a great one, because all you need to do is remember a name. If you're trying to sell something that's expensive, I don't want to get a text about it. But if it's for voting, if it's for like, hey, you have a movie coming up, if it's a reminder, text messaging, great, which I saw Trump doing a lot more of than in the Biden campaign. So Trump stuff feels a little bit less produced. We were thinking that Biden's ads feel overly produced, you know, like the Trump ad where the guy was just talking in the back of a truck. I think there's definitely a lot more experimentation of, let's get a lot of consumer generated video, audio, there's so much out there, and how do we take more of that and create ads about it? I know with AppSumo.com, some of our best ads ever have been customer testimonials. Yes, so we go get a customer, they're like, yo, here's why I like this one product. We run ads on that, and that's literally some of the best ads we've ever produced at AppSumo.com. And the last thing I would say about why Trump's Facebook ads specifically and his messaging have done better than Biden, he focuses on specific key messages. So if you think about it, and I'm not telling you which ones you should vote for or who's the better candidate, but Keep America Great, Sleepy Joe, Drain the Swamp, Fake News. He has core messages that he's repeating so that gets in our head. Whether they're true or not, that's debatable. I think Joe could have benefited from, you know, hope like Obama, or some core messages like truth or belief or forward or future, whatever it is, that could have helped him had a stronger ad campaign. If you've enjoyed this video, we're doing a lot of reviews and roasts of a lot of other cool marketing and businesses, so make sure you check out this custom playlist we made up here just for you so you don't miss out. As well, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. I love making videos like this for you, and we do exclusive giveaways and office hours. We're gonna give away my Tesla soon, so make sure you subscribe so you do not miss out. I love you, and I'll see you out there. Pew, pew.